Hi everyone, Jeff Marion here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Over the years, my clients have come to me with questions about their medical treatment when they're injured in an accident. This video is going to tell you what those top 3 questions are. This is a series of videos designed to help you understand personal injury law. Many of the videos I've been doing recently involve what to do in a car crash, such as this video right here. And sometimes I also talk about unsafe products, like this video here. So click on the subscribe button, click on the bell to make sure that you get notifications of when new videos come out, and check back here regularly. I've been fighting for people that have been injured in crashes, in falls, and by unsafe products for over 25 years. I created this channel to help keep you informed and help keep you safe. First question, and I think the hardest one for clients to ask their lawyers, is what doctor should I see? Now we can go down 2 roads on that here. I think the first road, we'll just cover that very quickly, is if it's a certain kind of specialist. And the answer to that is yes. Your lawyer is going to have information, having handled a case similar to yours or a case with a similar type of injury, that lawyer can say, yes, you need to see this type of specialist for your case and for your injury. And sometimes may say, well, have you sought a pain management specialist? Have you sought a chiropractor? The other part of that question, and I think the one that clients are most gun-shy about, is which doctor should I see? Do you have any recommendations? Now, those of you that are fans of The Simpsons, you think that a lawyer Lionel Hutz referring somebody to Dr. Nick, that's not really what your lawyer is going to do for you. What your lawyer knows is, over the years, having dealt with various medical practices in various specialties, as to whether those doctors are going to be helpful. Are those doctors willing to provide narrative reports? If your case goes to trial, are they willing to testify? And if they're willing to testify, are they going to testify and be an advocate? What you can find is that some larger specialized practices may also do IME or DME exams. Those are, depending on your state, independent medical exams, which is what they're called in New York State, or defense medical exams, what they're called in other states, which is what the defendant does. The defendant's lawyer will hire a doctor to examine you and then write a report, and that doctor may testify at trial. Some larger practices, they actually do those IMEs or DMEs on a regular basis, and they may get more income from testifying and doing those IMEs than actually advocating for one single patient. So what a good personal injury lawyer knows is which doctors are going to be the ones that are going to advocate for you and going to be able to testify on the day, and testify in a way that's favorably, that shows that your injuries were caused by the crash or by the fall. And this is not a smoke and mirrors thing. This is not some kind of in the tank that we send you to this doctor or that doctor and kickbacks. It's not that at all. Let's be very clear. This is about finding a doctor who's going to be an advocate for you when the time comes and is going to be available. Sometimes your lawyer may order what's called a narrative report. You want to make sure that report is favorable, and that the doctor doesn't cut corners or mince words or say, well, it's 50-50 or whatever. You want that opinion, and you want that doctor who's going to say on the stand or in a narrative report, yes, to a reasonable degree of medical certainty, this person was injured in this incident. The other question, and this we've already talked about a little bit, is what kind of doctor should I see? And my answer to that depends on your injury. Obviously, if we're talking about a broken bone, you should definitely see an orthopedic specialist. Most larger orthopedic practices will have specialists within specialists. So if you have injured your leg, then there'll be the doctor that you see who handles legs, who handles broken hips, who handles knees, who handles ankle joints. There are other doctors that do hands. There are other doctors that do shoulders. So an orthopedist is always very important if you're dealing with a broken bone or torn ligaments or torn tendons or something along those lines. If you're talking about a spinal injury, there are orthopedic surgeons who will definitely see somebody with a spinal injury, but also look into a neurologist. So your lawyer may say, have you seen a neurologist? Have you seen a neurosurgeon? They may also say, well, get chiropractic treatment, that's okay, and recommend a chiropractor if you've had a neck or a back injury. If you've had a traumatic brain injury or concussion that just won't go away, which is really a traumatic brain injury, so don't discount that. If you've got some kind of injury like that, again, it may be a neurologist. What I usually tell my clients is find the sports medicine guy or girl in your area. And what I mean by that is find out who's treating high school or college athletes for concussions. Who's getting those referrals? There is sometimes a large practice that may have a referral source within a school district where a kid is injured in a high school game and they say, go see the doctors at this particular practice. So look for that doctor that's handling concussion cases, because that's likely to be the doctor that's going to be helpful to you. And in that vein, what I'm talking about, especially when it comes to a concussion or traumatic brain injury, is the tendency for future injuries to be worse. What I'm talking about here is the fact that when you have a brain injury, oftentimes a further impact will actually make the injuries worse, that it builds over time. Those of you that watch college or NFL football and you've heard of CTE or the concussion protocols, that's the thing that they say is that, look, if you have a concussion, there's a greater chance that you'll have another concussion and that other concussion will be worse. That doctor is going to be cognizant of the medical science and is going to be able to say, yes, this is going to be a person that's prone to more concussions or is prone to more severe concussions. And that's something that has to be taken into account. Always remember that it's not just your injuries and your recovery, it's also if there's some level of permanency, whether there's going to be future medical costs and future pain and suffering. Seeing the right specialist, as we've discussed, and should I even see a specialist? Absolutely you should. And what kind of doctor depends on what type of injury that you have. What kind of experiences have you had with doctors when you've had an injury? Leave your experiences in the comments section below. I'm always interested in what you have to say, and I check the comments regularly, and I'll leave an answer back. The third question is, can my insurance company recover against my personal injury settlement? Generally speaking, in New York State, your health insurance carrier cannot. Under the general obligations law, it's very clear that the private insurance carrier cannot recover and cannot ask for a lien against your personal injury recovery. But let's say you're driving for work, and you're injured at work. Or let's say you're attending a seminar off-site for work and you fall and you injure yourself due to the carelessness of the landowner. In those cases, you may be on workers' compensation. And workers' compensation will have a lien for your medical care and the salary or benefit or wage benefits that they pay you. And that's something you make sure that you check with your attorney. In New York State, the rules about whether your private medical insurance carrier can chase you for your settlement are pretty clear. Well, let's give you kind of a double bonus question here. And this is a big one. Should I get surgery? How will that affect my case? My view on that is, while it's true that a surgical injury is likely going to be worth more money in terms of expenses for medical care, pain and suffering, future surgeries that might need to be done in follow-up, it's not something you should get simply because it affects the value of your case or will put more money in your pocket. Surgery is a very serious thing, and it's for very serious injuries. So it's something you should consult with your doctor, and you need to do what's best for your recovery. What's going to help you heal? What's going to help you try to get your life back? Don't necessarily ask your attorney, should I get surgery? Because a good attorney is going to say to you, well, what does your doctor say? And then maybe you should follow your doctor's advice. So when it comes to that, in the double bonus round here, I would tell you that really rates as an it depends, but follow what your doctor says. If you want more information about personal injury law, I've got a free PDF that will help you navigate personal injury. All you have to do is use the link below to get on the mailing list, and I'll make sure you get a free download. Also, if you have been injured in a crash or in a fall or by an unsafe product, please feel free to contact me at the email address that's on the screen or through my website at www.jeffmarionlaw.com. And I'll sit down with you for free and go over your case. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please click on the like button and make sure that you share this video in your social media networks or with friends or family that you think might be able to use this information. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Also, remember, I've got that free PDF, so check that out and get on my mailing list.